At some point in your life, you've probably come across these two phrases. The first phrase is ignorance is bliss. We've all heard that one before. The second phrase is what you don't know won't hurt you. And while these phrases sound good and feel good, let me repeat that, feel good. Are they actually helping anybody? Because I'd actually argue that they're not. I actually prefer the phrase, the truth will set you free, but at first it will piss you off. And I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me when I say this, and that is when you accept reality as it is, when you confront the facts about life, that is actually a big, big sign of maturity. And this is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So let's get into it. So let's kick this off by discussing a few uncomfortable truths about life. The first uncomfortable truth is that one day you are going to die. So are your loved ones. We're only on this planet for a short period of time and we're all living on borrowed time. So you've got to make the most of it. The second uncomfortable truth about life is that your parents will disappoint you, or they probably have already disappointed you. The way you got to look at it, right, is that nobody's been given a manual on how to be a parent. We're all essentially just winging it. And if you're a parent yourself, you probably understand this fact on a deep, deep level. The third uncomfortable truth about life is that every relationship has an expiry date. And sometimes the people who are with you at the start will not always be with you at the end. Relationships are temporary, just like your life on this planet. The fourth fact about life is that you ain't special. You might have been told this when you was a child, but it's not true. You're just one person living on this planet amongst billions of other people. You never asked to be put on this planet. You were just put on this planet. To put it another way, your shit stinks. Like nobody is special. And the fifth fact about life is that you probably spend more time on your phone than you like to admit. And if you went into your phone settings and had a look at how much time you was actually spending on your phone, it would probably piss you off. All them hours, all them days, all them weeks that you've spent looking at that screen is time you will never get back. I've said this in previous videos, and that is time is up there. Time is up there as one of your most valuable assets because unlike money, you can never get it back. And I don't know who you are or if you've seen my videos before, but I'm just going to assume that you appreciate this honesty and you appreciate this information that I'm giving you because let's be honest, we live in a world where most people are sugarcoating the truth. So do bad things happen to good people? Absolutely. This world that we live in is far from perfect, and you probably already know this. For example purposes, modern day slavery is still a thing. There are children living on this planet that don't have access to the basics such as food and running water. In some countries, women are still treated like second-class citizens. I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me. All of those things that I've just mentioned shouldn't be happening, but they are happening. And the point I really want to get at here is that we've all essentially been dealt a set of cards. And just like at a poker table, all you can do is play with the cards that you were dealt with. It's kind of like seeing life like a game. And the problem is with blaming people is that it makes you powerless. Because when you're blaming somebody, you're not taking responsibility. When it comes to problems, and let's be honest, every single person, I don't care who you are, has got some problem or another. It's a fact of life. But anyway, when it comes to dealing with problems, it is better to have a solution orientated mindset, which basically means that you focus on what you can do rather than what you can't do. Because what you'll often tend to find is that there is always a solution to a problem. Is the solution always ideal? Is it always what you want? Sometimes no, but more often than not, there's a solution. Let's just have it real. And that is what causes many people pain in life are relationships. To be frank with you, it's naive to think that people will change for your sake. Like I said at the start of the video, you're not special. And this happens all the time. You see people getting into abusive relationships with people, knowing full well what that person's like, but they've got this little fantasy in their head that they can change this person. You can't really change anybody. The best that you can do is nudge someone in the right direction. And even then, when you nudge someone in the right direction, they themselves have then got to make the changes that then betters the life. It's got to come from within them. The unfortunate truth is that for many people who have had dysfunctional childhoods, it will often bleed into their adult life. And I'll share with you a personal example, and that is when I was in school, there was this lad that at the time, me and him was close. At the time, I considered him my best friend. And then what happened is that around the age of 8 and 9, so we're still both very young here, his dad died. And obviously, due to his age, he didn't handle it very well. And he changed. Like when he become a teenager, say 13, 14, he's doing drugs, he's hanging around with the wrong people. And it got to a point where at that age I'm thinking to myself, I need to back off. And from what I've heard from people within my area is that he's done prison time and now he's got problems with alcohol. And when I think about it, I think to myself, that was not the guy that I knew when we was in school. Before his dad died, he'd go to school, put his head down and do his work. It's really unfortunate. And it is not even just with friends, it's even with family members as well. Sometimes with family members, you need to keep them at arm's length. And the reason why is due to their own destructive behavior. There's only so much you can do for people. It's that old quote or saying that went around on the internet years ago, and it went something along the lines of, if you go on Facebook and tell the world that you've just got a new job, it's basically going to get loads of engagement. You're going to get loads of likes, and you're going to have people writing in the comment section congratulating you, blah 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 blah. Now, say years later, you then go on Facebook and then tell the world that you've started a new business. It's crickets. Nobody says a word. And you could say the reason why this is because we've all essentially been given a life script. And that life script is basically you go to school, you get an education, you get a job, you get married, have kids, blah, 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 blah. So if you're somebody who goes against the grain, don't expect everybody to be supportive of your goals. The key really is to find like-minded people. And one of the benefits of the internet and one of the benefits of the times that we live in now is that you can find your tribe and community online. I'll use this channel for example purposes. Like this channel is all about self-improvement. But in the real world, I don't talk about self-improvement to anybody because the average person is not interested in it. When I'm around most people in the real world, I talk about sports, politics, the weather, all that kind of general stuff. So if my content resonates with you, feel free to subscribe and check out the other videos on my channel.